All right, so I really just wanted to make this video on like some sort of like update. So I'm about to clean the house. So I'm not gonna lie. So I want to talk about a couple of things that I really want to improve on, and some things that I've been like really slacking on. Um, the last, I would say, really the last like month. Ever since I had my motorcycle wreck, ever since I went down on the bike, you know, I've I was literally just laying up on that part of the couch. I know the house is extremely dirty, but I was laying right there on that part of the couch every day, all day for like freaking 3 weeks, dude. I mean, I know it's pretty bad. Um, but I want to be way more productive. Like I need to have this house spotless. Like there's no, I blamed Jacob for always just not picking anything up, not doing his part. So I kind of just said, you know what, forget it. I'm just gonna whatever. I'm gonna let it be until he gets out, and then when he gets out, I'm gonna really just grind and get this house, keep it looking really nice the way that I want it, because that's what I was trying to do in the first place. But he didn't do that. And I really like have been slacking when it comes to that. Um, Number one, it's a small house, very small. So that means it's way easier to clean, but that also means that it is way harder. It's way easier. It's also way easier to get dirty. So it doesn't take very much to make this house dirty. But with it being just me here, there should be no excuse. Everything that is dirty has honestly just happened over me being down really like the last like month and a half. So it's been like I had my wreck October 30th and it is now December 18th or something like that. Um yeah, December 18th or December 19th. It's just like it's pretty freaking crazy. Time's going by, I would say pretty fast. Um, I don't know why I didn't make a video on my birthday, but I'm now 20 years old. I turned 20 December 5th. So yeah, I'm officially 20, and really ever since my bike wreck. So I've made videos on the whole BP and looks maxing thing. I made videos on that like way before my wreck, way before October 30th. I think I made videos in like August. Um, there was just stuff that I wanted to do, and I'm about to go in the bathroom and show you my collection of looks max and stuff, or really what I have so far. And kind of like an update. So this video is going to be basically to summarize everything. The topic of this video is BP, looks max, and everything I'm doing, everything I'm taking, or everything that I have to basically maximize my full potential and become the best person that I can be and look the best that my genetics will allow me to look. But yeah, so first, before I get into that, I want to get into some things that I want to improve on, and some things that I've been slacking on. So obviously, number one, like I said, having the wreck, it made me really lazy. So I was down for 3 weeks, kind of in a dark house, watching or completely rewatched Smallville on not HBO Max, Hulu. And this was all right. It was like all before I went back to work and stuff like that. So I've been back to work for about a month now. Wait, Jesus Christ, it's really been that long. So I think it's been like 3 weeks that I've been back to work. 3 weeks to a month. So that's kind of crazy, honestly. But it's almost Christmas time. We're like a week away from Christmas. With that being said, I really need to, kick it in gear. I haven't been productive like I need to be. I've been sleeping like, or I've had my hours messed up. I need to have a better schedule. Or actually, I wouldn't say that. I have a good schedule now, so it's kind of weird because a couple months ago, one of the things, one major thing that I was complaining about third shift or night shift is that, like you have so much freedom. That's great, and so much, flexibility. But like it's like it felt like I never had a schedule, and I just had so much time to mess around and not get not get anything done. It's kind of weird. And then now, I'm staying up to like 2 p.m. Or 2 to 3 or around 1 to 2 p.m. after I get off of work at 7. And I'm going to I'm waking up at like 9. So what I want to do from now on, I want to have a perfect balance. I'm going to be going to bed at like 10 or 11 and waking up at like 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. I think, because 7 to 8 hours of sleep is what I need to be getting, that's what I'm getting now, but I need to consistently get that. And in my schedule, I need to really be like productive, and I need to get what I need to get done. There should be no reason, that this house looks the way it does right now. There's so much garbage around from, my wound care, or, from my knee. There's so much paperwork laying around from the hospital, the tickets or whatever that I got. There's so much just random stuff laying around. It's not going to take me long at all to get this done. Like 45, 30 minutes. Really, yeah, I'd say like 30 minutes and I could have it looking pretty nice. But with that being said, that's one major thing that I've been struggling with is being productive, getting stuff done, and just, I'm doing good with the schedule stuff. Like I said, I'm doing pretty good with that, but I'm not being productive in that window. So like I said, I've been going to sleep around 2 p.m. Every single day and waking up like 9 or 10, like right before I have to go into work because I have to clock in at 11 and I don't live like but 15 minutes away, 10 minutes away. So, waking up at like 9:30 or 10, I get about 8 hours of sleep. That's good. And also, I get off at 7 in the morning. I go to bed at like 2. That gives me plenty of time. That gives me 7 hours to do stuff, that I need to get done. That is more than plenty. But what I've been doing is I've been going over to Jonathan's too much and kind of riding around and just sitting in my car, being lazy, chilling, watching videos, listening to music too much, and all that's cool, but I need to find a balance between doing that and also being really, really productive. So that's kind of that category. The next thing that I want to move, there's really nothing else that I need to improve on, maybe except for my diet. I definitely need to do that, but that's kind of a part of the looks max and stuff. So that segment of the video is done. Now I want to move into the BP and looks max section. So I'm gonna walk into the bathroom. So this is what we have as far as most of the stuff. So it's very, very dirty, but so obviously everything you see here is Base Body Works. It's actually kind of sad. So, or not sad, I actually like it. But Base Body Works facial moisturizer, Base Body Works facial cleanser. I have the men. This is actually the only thing that's not Base Body Works, but it's the Men Pen. This is a hydrating caffeine roller. So basically, I just roll it under my under eyes, and it helps get rid of dark circles. It tightens your skin up. It's caffeine. It's really good for that stuff. And then basically this, if I'm going to zoom in, or no, I'm going to come closer. So that's the Men Pen. This is the Base Body Works Under Eye Elixir. And I'm going to turn it to the side and read it for you. As you can see, it brightens, it depuffs, and restores. It's got caffeine. It's got bearberry extract, sequoialine, and blue tansy, I think. I've got 2 tubes of those. I just ran out of this one, but I think it's this one. Yeah, I just ran out of this one, and now I'm on to this one. But this lasted me like over nearly 2 months, maybe a month. But yeah, that's really good. All this is for my under eyes, and stuff like that. And then, let's see, where's it at? This right here is my Men Pen. I don't know why it won't zoom. Yeah, the Men Pen. Basically, it just, obviously that's for your eyebrows. Will it focus? Yeah, it's like a little brush at the end, and this part is the, where you can kind of, this one's actually empty for some reason, but you can darken your eyebrows if needed. I got my hair dyed black and my eyebrows touched up, so I really don't have any issues with that. My eyelashes are pretty thick naturally, even though I do still put caffeine. And I haven't used minoxidil yet. I don't know if I even will, because like I said, I have pretty naturally thick eyebrows. But yeah, that's all of my eye area stuff. And then like I said, I have the Men Pen. And I also have, if I can find it, um, somewhere, yeah. So I also have this from the Min Pen. This is basically where it's just like a trimmer. It's trimmers where you can get closer up and you can trim your eyebrows better. And just shaping up your eyebrows. That's a good thing. So I have a full like eye area thing. And one more thing that I want to do is I thought about getting just like good eye drops to make my eyes wider, brighter, and just make it pop more for better color and in contrast. But yeah, face area, eye area. Oh, actually, let me add this. This is something I've had for a while. I haven't used much. This is the wrong, this is the wrong, what's it called? Shade. For me, it's too, it's too much. But yeah, this is really good. This is SPF 30, what's it called? Sunscreen. And it's, dude, it is really, really good. Like tinted sunscreen. That's what it is. This is CeraVe. I'm gonna get something else probably soon, but I haven't really been wearing. I haven't been putting it on that much. But technically, I have this too. I've actually still got quite a bit, but there's that. This is skincare, eye area, and obviously, as you can see, I have one thing of clay. This is used. I still have it like half. It's like halfway gone. This is fully brand new. Got it like a couple of days ago. The based pomade. I have it fully brand new. I've only used it like once. This is my. Yeah, okay, this is the brand new bottle of sea salt spray. This is my half, or actually it's almost empty, sea salt spray. And then this is the Base Body Works. This Base Body Works texture powder. That is, I kind of go between a couple of, ways I style my hair. So my main go-to is I'll get my hair where it's like slightly damped, not too damped, but just where it's barely wet, like not really wet, but like you can tell you kind of just got out of the shower. I would say slightly drier than damped. And then I'll put quite a bit of sea salt spray just to get the I guess not really the volume, but more so the texture, the waviness and curls. Just more so the texture, and then I'll normally use the clay for the matte finish and the overall the volume and the thickness, because the clay is, I would say, is the best like hair based bodyworks product for straight hair at least. Now if you have like wavy hair, I would go with this, and if you have if you have shorter, not like short, but like maybe like a French I don't know, maybe just like a very like basic like short straight hair. I'd use a texture powder for like a lot of straight hairstyles. And then if you're trying to go for more like a mod cut, or you have like longer straighter hair, I'd go with the pomade and clay. But I'd say short to medium straight hair, use the texture powder. If you have wavy hair, definitely use sea salt spray. Then if you have longer mid to longer, because I'd say my hair is on the medium side. It's not short, not long at all. But I'd use that. Anything right here for that. Another thing that I have is this blow dryer with the diffuser on it. It definitely does a good job. I haven't had any issues with it, but that's what I use right when I get out of the shower. I do not use a towel at all anymore. When I do get out of the shower, it's just not good for your hair over time. And also using the blow dryer, and even if you just let it air dry, you're gonna end up with more texture instead of just using a towel. It just straightens your hair out even more, and it's harder to get that textured look that you're trying to go for. So that's what I do when it comes to that. So also I have a little trimmer. This is just for like my facial hair. I keep it trimmed. I'm buying from a buddy that I work with a $160 pair of clippers. Obviously, as many people know, I'm going into barbering school soon, eventually, and I'm looking to become a barber. So I'm trying to learn stuff like that. Another thing, I did get my ears pierced. So a couple updates. I got my hair dyed black, and it's kind of like a short mod cut, like a really short mod cut. But that's kind of what it looks like. It's kind of like it's like Zeta. If you know, if you're into BP, it's very similar to Zetas. It's got slightly more, I'd say slightly more texture, and it looks just slightly more like a mod cut. But it's in between a mod cut and his haircut. I would say it looks, it's like that. It's also black. And then I also got my ears pierced. But that's it for that side. Now for the goodies. Peptide. So when I was making, a couple videos ago, I said something about that when I did the how to reconstitute peptides, I said that you needed to have most of your peptides and stuff in a cold environment with no lights, or preferably with no light. That's why so many people get mini fridges, because usually they don't come with a light and they're, just perfect. Get a mini fridge. Unless you're like me, I live alone by myself. I know that I have, peptides in here that I need to carefully open the refrigerator door. I need to carefully have it in a certain spot, and no, there's no way of messing it up. Because, I'm the only one that lives here. There's no one to come over here and just yank open the door. So the good stuff. So like I said, I always slowly open the door. Yeah, obviously that needs to be cleaned really bad. I don't even know how that happened, but yeah, that's pretty bad. But this is what I mean by, no light. And, see, like, obviously you got light right here. Open it up. Yeah. Yeah, here's the good boys. So I have so much stuff. So I'm gonna just turn this around. I guess I'm gonna go ahead and give out my source. I don't see a reason why I shouldn't. But I'm just gonna put everything, kind of line everything up so you can see it slightly better. Everything is from the same place except for one vial of backwater. But let me go over some stuff. So this camera does decently at zooming in. So as you can see, I have 100 milligram. Well, if it zooms in better, come on. Yeah, you can see that kind of. 100 milligram of GHKCU from Onyx Research. I'm taking 2 milligrams. I think 2 milligrams a day. No, micrograms. Honestly, I completely forgot. I've been going by units, but it's kind of hard to explain without people knowing the units. I use a 100 unit syringe. And I've been taking MT2, Milanotan 2. I have some mixed reviews on that. So it has definitely worked. I would say MT2. Obviously, MT2 it's very fast. It's like, you can see differences within like 2 or 3 days. Unlike GHK, where it needs a couple weeks to really for you to really be able to see any differences. To be honest. And then Retta kind of and then whatever. MT2 is a pretty quick peptide. Quicker than the others. I will say. Like I said, I have mixed feelings about this because it definitely works. It's not cope at all. My skin has definitely it's definitely darker, but I would honestly say it's a different shade of white. Obviously, I'm white. I'm a white person. But I would say that my skin is more so just changed tones. It's gotten a little darker, but obviously it's December, 18th. We're kind of, the UV is like 0. It's been raining. It's been cloudy the last week. Honestly, it's only been sunny 1 or 2 days that I've been on it out of the week that I've been on it, week and a half or whatever. But yeah, it's definitely, it definitely works. But I will say, you can take really, really low. You can start off very, very slow and take very, very minimal dosage or minimal doses. Go very slow, start slow, and take it up. Go up from there. I didn't really want to do that, but I'd say it kind of sucks. The darkening of moles and the added extra freckles are, oh my god. I had pretty crazy freckles. Not really crazy, dark, noticeable freckles. I just had a lot of freckles when I was a little kid or whatever. And they kind of went away, when I guess they kind of went away when I got older. Now I'm 20, whatever. It's kind of it's part of life. Up until about a week ago, I have so many dark freckles on my face, and bro, they are so noticeable. I don't have any extra moles, but I do have freckles on my face. Like, and when I say freckles, they're not just like brown freckles that you look at somebody pretty close to their eyes and you're like, oh, okay, I didn't realize you had that many freckles, bro. I look like a freaking ladybug. Like, these are the dark. It literally looks like you have a Sharpie and you're just putting polka dots on your face. That's how dark these freckles are. And honestly, this is my hot take. This is my opinion. If you want to take MT2, do not take it during the wintertime. Take it in the spring or the summertime. Take it when the UV is like maybe 4 to 5 plus. Don't take it when the UV is 0 to 2. Especially, when the UV is like 7 to 9 or something like that, like really high. That's what you really want to get dark. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you'll definitely notice. Obviously, another thing is like slight minimal appetite suppression, boosted libido. that was only noticeable like the first couple nights or couple days that I was on it. My face did kind of flush, I would say, the first couple of nights. But the worst noticeable things that have happened to me is I haven't felt nauseous, sick, anything like that. Just the freaking freckles, bro. It is like hideous. It is really, really bad. So honestly, I don't have much of it left at all. That's literally, I don't know if you can see it. I want to zoom in, bro. Yeah, that's how much I have. Like literally, like maybe like 3 more days worth. And honestly, I think I may finish this out. And I consider not even taking anything today. But yeah, that's MT2. So this is my current stack. So this is just like an idiot. I went ahead and reconstituted 2 10 milligram vials of retatrutide at the same time. But if you're wondering what these 2 in the little box is, so obviously as you can see, GLP-3 RT, that's retatrutide along with these 2. This is just another completely untouched brand new vial of Reta, and this is another 100 milligram of GHK in this one. So I have 2 100 milligram vials of retatrutide. I have just a little bit left of MT2. This is a 10 milligram. Yeah, 10 milligram MT2, and then 10 milligram Reta, 10 milligram Reta, 100 milligram GHK, and then I have 10 milligram Reta. Now, as far as backwater, 10 milliliter, 10 milliliter, 10 milliliter, 10 milliliter. So technically, in all, this one, I don't have a whole lot left. This one I have about half, so I've got probably like 5 milliliters left. 5 milliliters left, and then the full 10. So I have plenty of backwater. But this is the current peptide stack. Doing pretty good. And this is what I mean about no light. Shut this. They're not really getting much light, and it keeps it cold. Obviously, it's a freaking refrigerator. And obviously, slowly close the door. Just like that. But that is mainly that. I know this is a long video, but I wanted to go ahead and do this video and get everything out of the way, stuff like that, current updates, what's going on. But so as far as peptides, that is the current stack. So a couple updates, what I'm going to be changing, what I'm going to be doing. So long term, Reta and GHK are 100% going to stay. Like, I'm going to be taking those for months and months and months on end. Reta, I'm going to be honest, I don't ever think I'll stop taking Reta, or maybe like some sort of GLP-1, semaglutide, tirzepatide, something like that, but probably Reta. I don't ever think that I'll stop taking. I don't ever think I'll stop taking it. With that being said, though, I think I'm obviously gonna quit MT2. And no, I'm not gonna try. I'm not gonna try. MT1. I'm done with melanotan until the summertime. Now, when summertime comes back up, I am gonna start on a really low dose so I can try to avoid the side effects. Like I said, the side effects are not bad at all, except for that one bad side effect. the moles, bro. I mean, not the moles, but the freckles. But like I said, I'm done with Milano Tan MC2 until next spring. I'd say probably spring when it's warmer and it's more sunny outside. I'll probably start it back up in spring. Like I said, Retta True Tide and GHK, I'm gonna be on those. I'm taking I'm doing 2 milligrams of Retta right now, once a week, every Saturday, because that's when I first reconstituted it and took my first dose, injection, whatever. First pinned. And then GHK, I'm taking like, I think maybe 1 milligram. Yeah, I'm taking 1 milligram every day, something like that. But with that being said, though, I don't really know. I thought about trying Glow. It's a mix of BPC 157, TB 500, and GHKCU. Those are all good for muscle recovery. Obviously GHK is good for collagen production. That has a lot of benefits, but a lot of benefits on its own. But I thought about trying the Glow Stack. It's just one peptide or one vial mixed with all of those. With 3 different, peptides, basically. But, and I don't really know. I don't think I'll ever try Solank or some Max. Maybe, like, I don't think I'll ever try Tesamorelin. I don't think I'll ever try I don't know. I may try Tesamorelin. I just don't really see a point. Really, just Retta and GHK is the only thing that I care about. I feel like everything else I have, like, hygiene wise, I have that I already showed in the video. That's good for all that. But with that being said, I need to start cleaning. So with that being said, I just said that twice in one sentence. But I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. I don't know when that'll be, but it's going to be soon. I'm going to start uploading more than what I have been. And also another, I guess, little update. I am buying a camera. And also, I don't even know why. That was supposed to be the first thing that I said. But the OnePlus 13, when I had the wreck, obviously it just, died. It works, powers on, everything. There's like hardly any cracks or any scratches. There's a little couple tiny cracks. But yeah, the screen does not work on it at all. So I went ahead and bought a new phone. I got a Pixel 9 Pro XL, and low key, I think I like this phone. I can definitely tell the battery is not near as good as it was on this phone as the OnePlus 13. But I like the features and I like this phone overall better. But with that being said, I am also gonna get another camera. I was thinking about just getting like a DJI Osmo Pocket 3, or just like maybe like an action camera, like a GoPro, or like a DJI Action 5, or like a Insta360 Ace Pro 2, just to have like a little tripod set up to do like, reviews and, stuff, talk about good stuff like that when it comes to like peptides and, life updates, stuff like that. But I'm just going to probably save for an actual decent camera. I really want I think I'm either going to get a Sony A7 II, A6700 probably, something like that, but, or maybe a ZVE10, something like that, I don't know. But with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.